Talking about which players may leave Spurs, so we find ourselves a former Arsenal player. Stewart, Robson. Kieran Trippier has been linked to the move elsewhere. Juventus, is he someone that Spurs will be looking to get rid of, given the fact they have Serge Aurier, or keep him?
I'm not sure they're happy with either of their right-backs at the moment, Spurs. The Spurs supporters also have been a little bit wary of the performances of Trippier this season. He's good going forward, there's no question about that, but I think the World Cup has taken its toll on him. He's looked poor in 1v1 situations, he's been taken apart by the likes of Sterling, who can do that to anybody, but he's had a poor season, Kieran Trippier. I'm not sure there's too many clubs that would take him at the moment that are bigger than Spurs. Spurs might want to get rid of him or sort of get somebody in to replace him, but at the moment I don't think there's anywhere he can go, so I think he will be staying at Spurs because there's no takers.
What do you make of Toby Alderweireld as a player?
I really like him. I thought he was magnificent for a couple of years at Spurs. Just fell away when there was all the talk about him going to Manchester United, and then Pochettino left him out the side as an example to him. I think he's got his form back again. People talk about Vertonghen being the best centre-half at Spurs. I always think it's Alderweireld. I think he's got all the attributes you need from a centre-half. He can run, he can play, he can head the ball, he can read situations. So I can see other clubs looking at him, but Spurs have just got to the Champions League final. Spurs could still be, they've got a new stadium, they could still be a team on the up. And I would say he should stay with Pochettino.
White Hart Lane, 2000 and something. Hearts against Spurs. His debut, he misses a penalty. He's done all right for himself since then. Before you say, is he someone Spurs would sell, can you see Harry Kane, with the modern day football, staying at this club forever? Or do you think one day he'll say, I have to leave?
I'm somebody who thinks that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes you're better off staying, even if you don't get quite as much money, even if you don't win title after title. If you're happy in your environment,
which he seems to be,
you may play much. If you're happy, you play much better. We've seen Alexis Sanchez go from Arsenal to Manchester United for lots of money. He's not happy. You can tell that they're not happy with him. He's never going to get a comfortable ride at Manchester United. And I think the same could be with Harry Kane. He's loved by the Spurs fans. He's loved by the management at Spurs. I think he should stay for the moment. I can't see why he would go. I think he's had a fantastic career at Spurs. Stay with it for the moment.
I know we're on a segment talking about selling Spurs, but this is a successful side right now in far as the Champions League is concerned. So far, that doesn't really surprise me. You've got 3 to stay. Is Lloris one of your top 5 goalkeepers in the Premier League?
Probably not this season.
Okay.
He hasn't had a great season, but I don't think Spurs will be looking to get rid of him at the moment. I don't think he'll be looking to go elsewhere. I think he'll refine his... There's so many goalkeepers and players struggle after having a big World Cup. He was a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
He's had a poor season this year, but I still think he's a good goalkeeper, and he will get back into that top 5. So I think he's going to stay as well.
Wow. If I gave you the choice of either Danny Rose, Ben Davies, or a new left back, what are you taking?
I like many attributes about Danny Rose. I'm always a little bit concerned that he's close to the edge, that he could get himself booked or sent off or get himself in a row with somebody. But if it was between him and Davies, I would pick Danny Rose. If you could get in a top quality left back, of course you would have a look. But I think Danny Rose will stay again at Spurs, so all 5 of those players will stay, not because Spurs want to keep them all, but because, in the case of Kieran Trippier, there's nowhere else for him to go.
Yeah, and alternatively as well, why would you want to leave in the Champions League a successful side? And I got through that without making any reference to the clash. And should I stay or should I go? Are you proud of me?
Not really.